when a cold-hearted millionaire sees twin girls abandoned outside a shelter. He almost walks past until one of them tugs on his sleeve and whispers, "Please help us. ... We remember you." What he discovers next leaves him trembling and changes. Everything he thought he knew. This isn't just a story, it's a revelation. Watch till the end to uncover a truth that silenced even the richest man in town. Don't forget to subscribe for more emotional real-life twists that will stay with you forever. Asterisk, it was a rainy Tuesday afternoon when Ethan Blackwood, a stern-faced millionaire known for his unshakable business empire and cold, calculating demeanor, decided to drive himself for once. He claimed it helped him think, but truthfully, he was tired of being surrounded by yes-men. As his black Rolls-Royce glided down the quieter outskirts of the city, he noticed something peculiar outside a rundown children's shelter. Two tiny girls, barely 6 or 7, standing under a broken umbrella, soaked to the skin and shivering. A sign around their neck read, "Please help us," written in shaky crayon letters. Ethan, not usually the type to stop for anything that didn't involve a contract or investment, felt an unexpected tug in his chest. He parked and walked over, more out of curiosity than concern, telling himself it would make an interesting story for dinner. "Are you lost?" he asked, his voice almost robotic. One of the twins, the one with striking green eyes, stepped forward and whispered, "Please help us. ... We remember you." That single sentence froze him because those eyes, that face, that voice, it was like a haunting echo from a past he had spent years trying to forget. "What did you say?" he asked again, kneeling down now, his voice softer, less assured. "We remember you. From the big house. When Mommy used to cry in the kitchen," she said, and Ethan's stomach twisted. The twins were named Lila and Luna, and they had been dropped off at the shelter an hour ago by a woman who vanished before anyone could stop her. As Ethan stood there, drenched, confused, and disturbed, the shelter worker came outside and cautiously explained that the girls had no records, no ID, and refused to speak to anyone until now. Ethan agreed to sit with them in the shelter's small back room. Lila spoke while Luna clung to her arm. "Mommy said if anything ever happened, to find the man with the sad eyes in the silver car. She said his name was Ethan Blackwood." Ethan staggered back in disbelief. The only woman who ever described his eyes that way was Elena, a girl he once loved desperately before ambition made him choose wealth over her. She vanished from his life 2 decades ago, breaking his heart, but refusing his money. And now, these girls? Could they be? He asked them their mother's name. Lila pulled out a wet photo from her tiny backpack. It was faded but unmistakable Lena. Young, beautiful, with those same green eyes. The truth slammed into him like a freight train. "These are my daughters," he whispered. He felt the air vanish from the room. Why didn't she ever? "Tell me," he asked aloud, and the shelter worker exchanged a glance with him. "Maybe she tried," she offered gently, "but maybe you weren't ready to listen." Ethan's mind reeled. He recalled letters he once ignored, voicemails he deleted during his ruthless climb to power. Could she have been reaching out all this time? But why abandon them now? Ethan took the girls to his estate that night, where they marveled at the chandeliers and marble floors with wide-eyed awe. He promised to protect them and find out what happened to Elena. A private investigator revealed days later that Elena had passed away in a remote town, succumbing to cancer with no resources left. Her last known action was buying 2 bus tickets and writing a letter to Ethan Wan that never reached him, but there was more. She had kept a journal. In it, she wrote about her love for Ethan, her heartbreak, and how she chose not to burden him with children while he was rising fast, believing he'd resent them. But in her final entries, she regretted the silence, especially when the illness came. The words, "Forgive me, Ethan. Please find them if I can't hold on," burned into his memory. Ethan sobbed for the first time in years, but not everything was as it seemed. One night, as the twins played in his office, Luna opened his drawer and found a letter addressed to E.B. in Elena's handwriting, dated only weeks before she died. It had never been opened. Confused, Ethan wondered how it got there. His longtime assistant, Miriam, confessed something shocking. She had intercepted the letter years ago, fearing it would derail his focus before a massive merger. She believed she was protecting him, but her loyalty had cost him everything. Ethan fired her on the spot, and began to reevaluate everyone in his life. He vowed never to let silence or ambition blind him again. He dedicated his time to the girls, attending school events, telling bedtime stories, and letting them repaint one of the estate rooms with glitter paint and unicorns, things he once thought were foolish. Yet the peace didn't last. A man claiming to be their uncle appeared, demanding custody. He presented documents suggesting he was next of kin and accused Ethan of buying his way into their lives. But the girls clung to Ethan, terrified. When a court date was set, Ethan revealed a DNA test proving paternity and a handwritten video confession from Alina, stating Ethan was the father. With a final plea, "Let him raise them if I can't," the judge ruled in Ethan's favor, and the man who was after inheritance money was removed from their lives. The media caught wind of the story. Millionaire reunited with secret twin. Daughters after woman's tragic death, Ethan was suddenly humanized in the public eye. No longer a cold titan, but a grieving father trying to reclaim time. His businesses flourished even more, but now with an ethical wing dedicated to shelters and single mothers. But perhaps the most heart-wrenching moment came 6 months later during a school family tree day, when Lila stood before the class and said, "My mommy's in heaven. My daddy is the richest man in the world, not because of money, but because he found us just in time." The class clapped. Ethan cried, and in that moment, surrounded by love, he finally understood what it meant to be truly wealthy, not in stocks or mansions, but in hearts that beat for you. Asterisk.